Hey, good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Wednesday, August the 20th. Hope all is well with you on this Wednesday morning. We're going to start with our prayer intention. And that prayer intention is for somebody who follows me here on Facebook. She goes by the name of Bobby Bear, and she asked for prayers for an intention for her. I met her several years ago when I was doing pet blessings at a animal cemetery in Northwest New Jersey. It was Pet Memorial Day, and I was blessing pets and even blessing cremains of pets, which I did for this person. She turned out to be a friend and contacted me, met Daniel. And as I always say, there's always something to pray for. And today I'd like to offer prayers for her. If we could take a moment. Thank you. And I always just want to say one more thing before we begin. I remember a very wise priest that I met years ago. I remember him telling me, Joe, if you think about it, if you got on your knees in the morning and prayed for everyone that you need to pray for and all of the intentions of the world, you probably would never get off your knees. And how true that is. And that's a blessing for us to be able to offer prayers for those in need. With that, I will ask you now to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. Matthew, chapter 20, verses 1 through 16. Jesus told his disciples this parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out at dawn to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with them for the usual daily wage, he sent them out into the vineyard. Going out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. He said to them, You too go into my vineyard, and I will give you what is just. So they went off. And he went out again around noon, and again 3 o'clock, and did likewise. Going out about 5 o'clock, he found others standing around, and said to them, Why do you stand here idle all day? They answered, Because no one has hired us. He said to them, You too go into my vineyard. When it was evening, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, Summon the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and ending with the first. When those who had started about 5 o'clock came, they each received the usual daily wage. So when the first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also got the usual wage. And on receiving it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, These last ones worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who bore the day's burden and the heat. He said to one of them in reply, My friend, I am not cheating you. Did you not agree with me for the usual day's wage? Take what is yours and go. What if I wish to give this last one the same as you? Or am I not free to do as I wish with my own money? Are you envious because I am generous? Thus the last will be first, and the first will be last. There was a book I read many years ago. You may be familiar with it. Everything you need to know, you learned in kindergarten. And I researched back that book because I was curious of the table of contents. I had forgotten most of it, unfortunately. And it was filled with great things, nap time and self care and respecting others. I didn't see in there, though, and I would not be as bold as to recommend to the author to include another very important thing. But I do know we learned back in those kindergarten days, which is minding our own business. Minding our own business. You were told that? I know I was many times. And how important it is, isn't it? Mind your own business, not what the person next to you is doing, not what they said, not what they got, not what they have that you think you should have. No, mind your own business and your own affairs. As I always say, Jesus puts things out to us, but expects us to think beyond what he puts out to us. And when I read this gospel several times and thought about it as I was to give some reflections today, I thought, as I usually do, that there's sometimes more that we don't know than we do know. how do we know that maybe these that came later had done free work for the landowner in previous days, or had done him many favors that the others did not? How do we know what their needs were compared to the others? And maybe the landowner was just being that generous. In minding our own business, we need to first and foremost realize that there is much that we don't know, probably more that we don't know about a situation than we do. And even more important than that, a very practical matter. When we decide we are going to jump into others' affairs or lives unnecessarily, we take away from ourselves a high level of peace and contentment, don't we? Yes, we do. We don't even realize it sometimes, but we then rob ourselves. So, as much as we are receiving from God, when we don't mind our own business, we are taking from ourselves the peace that He gives us, He offers us, and is there for us at all times. So do you agree with me that maybe minding our own business should be in that book and maybe should be at the top of our list to think about on this day based on what Jesus has to tell us? I hope you do, and maybe we can all take a step in the right direction. Well, my friends, that's my message for you on this Wednesday. As always, I hope it was helpful for you. You could take it into your day. If it was helpful for you, please share it on your page for others to benefit as well. I always welcome and appreciate your comments and your thoughts, and I always appreciate you being here with me. I want to wish you and your loved ones a beautiful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you back here more than likely on Sunday with another scripture reflection. Until then, take good care.